So hey, what's up everybody? Christopher Greene, hard-hitting and in your face here with the donut. Got Dad sitting down. We were talking about motivation. You got to believe in yourself, and you've got to assume what you're doing. You got to assume that you're making money. You got to assume that you're the best. You got to work to be the best. A lot of people have trouble with mindset. So you were saying you might even want to ask me questions, but like everybody's got to raise their confidence level up to the next level. The world sucks right now. Everything's terrible. People are losing their jobs. Lockdowns, small businesses destroyed. What's your other option? They're talking nukes. We've got UFOs in the sky, which is one big psychological operation. So what's the solution, man? The solution is you. Got to make the cash flows. Got to invest in the right stuff. Got to be in the right communities. Start your businesses and set a goal. $10,000 a month. How do you do it? You can do it in blockchain. It's the number one opportunity in the world. You can do it with that tech. And that's where everybody is in now. All the billionaires, again, I repeat over and over and over again, there's one technological trend of the future that'll be bigger than the internet and e-commerce. And of course, it is blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, the Island Project.
Right. So with the confidence thing, it's like I go through little spurts of confidence and very unconfident at times as well. How does one develop a good confidence? Because to get self-esteem, you do esteemable acts. That's a key. But I feel like the confidence thing with society, caring about what people think, I think that's one of the...
Let's talk about you've got to earn it. So I'll tell you what I do. I achieve things that scare me on a daily basis. That like forces me to honestly walk through fear or feel fear, but I have to do it every single day. So I'll go on these giant hikes where I'm 10 miles in and I'm like, man, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Or I'm driving a fast car, or I set a huge benchmark that other people think are unachievable and I do it. So to build confidence, you have to get confident through acts. If you're running, I'll be running and I'm walking in the miles and my body wants to quit. And I'm like, no, I'm going to make it to where my goal was. I'm going to hit the 5-mile marker or whatever it is. And then by achieving that, working through that pain and that suffering and the doubt, the self-doubt, you got to get out of that. Even that little
Does
achievement.
it go away, the self-doubt?
No, the self-doubt will always be there. Just kind of, that's like the evil, this world just kind of wants to eat at your soul. Oh, you can't do it. You're weak. You're not weak. But to get past it, to blow past it, you have to get into the achievement, like a literal achievement. Set a small achievement. Maybe it's like fasting for the day, and that's hard for you to do. Or maybe it's a new discipline or eating well or working out or something. Those little achievements that become big give you confidence. Experience gives you confidence. Work ethic gives you confidence. You told me that you have been like seriously in the dungeon working hardcore for years now, but since this new year, all you've been doing is producing content, working, studying, improving your craft, building your business infrastructure, all things that you need to work on this year. You should all be working on this yourself, you business owners out there. So it's those little accomplishments that turn into big accomplishments and the incremental steps to 1000x.
Yeah, it's kind of like faith in a sense. Like to build a faith sometimes takes some experiences that you go through in life where you're like, you know what, I have faith that it's going to work out, but...
Use tragedy and hardship. Use anger. I've used anger for years, honestly, and then put it into a positive solution. I was angry what happened in 2008-09 and all the too big to fail banks bailing themselves out, ripping off the middle class. I used that anger and I built Green Wave and then AMTV. Or loss. My brother died recently.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, he's in a better place. What do? Turn that into a positive. How can I honor my brother? How could I even honor myself out of my own self-respect? Go, woe is me, and just, obviously you feel feelings of loss. And my brother died of bone cancer recently, right before his 39th birthday, my best friend and my family member, my brother.
Right.
That's incredibly painful for my family and my father. What have we done? Rallied, dug in harder. We've built a world-class opportunity with the Island Project. He's with us still to this day, my brother. It's in my heart, it's in my spirit, soul, and all these kinds of things. So take the pain and the suffering, what people don't talk about, because everyone has hardship. You might have money problems. Maybe your parents put you down. Maybe you come from a broken home. Maybe you're a single mom. Use it to your advantage.
Right. You know, that's interesting, because on the first, I was pissed, and my dad used to tell me this, like, take that anger and use it constructively. But in the society where emotions are not okay, or emoting, and that's something Christopher's really good at, is emoting thoughts out.
Let's ask this guy over here. So we've got Papa
Yes.
John here. If we can all fit into the camera, scoot over, Dad. So we're talking.
Everybody.
We're talking about motivation, business, life. I don't know what's a specific question we could ask him.
Well, I was talking about confidence a little bit, and how, how to not care what people think, in a sense. It was all over the place.
Yeah, running a business. You've been a business owner your whole life. You're an entrepreneur. You were in the food business for years. What was the secret recipe to your success? Quite literally, made pickles, relish, dressings.
All kinds of food products. I don't care what your business is. Number one, you have to have a plan, right? You have to be organized. You have to work that plan. You got to show up. Okay. Everybody's heard this, but I always told Chris and his brother, and I heard it from my parents, is number one, show up every day. Okay. Make sure you like what you're doing. Make sure you have a plan. Execute the plan. You'll be happy when you do that. Okay. If you find out you're in something you don't like it, don't wait around. Close up shop. Figure a way out. Go find something that really makes you happy, and then go right back to that. The rules of be organized. Find something you like to do. Put a plan together. Execute the plan. Get up at the same time every morning, and go get them.
I learned that from him. And also, too, on social media, you only see the success moments. It's like, oh, the Ferrari. Oh, the victory. Oh, this big business deal. But you never see the pain and the suffering and the agony and the heartbreak, and you don't see the obstacles, and you don't see the failure. So everybody you're following online, no matter how successful they are or in the real world, dude, they've went through those moments just like you. They're not immune to it. The difference is they broke through it. They persevered. They never gave up. They were hardcore to the bone. And most importantly, my belief is they had faith in something bigger than themselves, which you got to be passionate about what you do to continue whatever you're doing as well. So here, let me go back to you, Alex. If we can all fit in this camera shot.
I really like that, the showing up thing. Christopher always told me that while we were working, and people don't see the 10 years of sweat in the dungeon, in the studio, editing. It's sort of like you see a famous performer, a rapper, or an artist, or whatever, and they shoot their music video, and they're having a good time with all the ladies and all the partying. But like, they were in the studio for hours and hours, years, usually a year, working for that one music video shot.
So who was it that worked for free? He's the famous rapper. What's his name? Was it P. Diddy? I don't know. I don't follow this, but like a lot of these guys.
He's not a friend of yours?
He's not a friend of mine. But a lot of these guys worked for free for years, and then finally broke into the industry. You're more familiar with the music industry than I am, but yeah. The point is, you never see that or really hear about those stories. Also, Island Project. You were asking, and by the way, you got to form great teams. Get into the shot here, Alex. Great teams for success. That is key and integral to your success. And you were asking me very specific. He's an investor, Island Project. We're all investors, obviously, along with you, our members, and all glory to God. But like, you're very good at asking basic questions and the common FAQs that we're getting, because my head's always out in the future. You asked about the share question yesterday. What does the share ownership mean? We did talk about it, but if you missed that video, you own shares in the aggregate portfolio, not just one property. You own all the properties, which we're going to have about 8 or 9. We just closed on the first one.
Yeah.
Huge mega retreat. You own it. You own the cash flows, the capital appreciation potential, the capital gains, and the tokenization event at the founder's rate. That's what you own.
And you get to touch and use the property portfolio. So it's not just, you're not just making an investment you can't use. You can actually touch the investment. We're going to provide use, and we have this great community. So it's pretty It's pretty awesome.
This first property is on multiple acres. It's part of a farm. So we actually own agricultural zone land, which has a lot of tax advantages for our investors. And this particular property already has existing infrastructure on it and multiple buildings. And we're building on it a mega estate, island project, the project component, which extracts more value from the property. But we're also buying a lot of resale cash flow condos on the beach, dramatic ocean views. They cash flow at $1,000 a day. You guys need to earn income. You can't get it at a bank. You don't trust the bank. You want your money out of the banks. Resale luxury properties. And then we've left and reserved 1 or 2 parcels of land for future development as a part of the island project, Flagship, Founders Round. If you're of the mindset where, hey, I want to own the best asset in the world, how do I do that fractionally, like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's fractional, and it's fixed, we're fixed too. There's only 33,500 shares. That's it. There can never be any more founders. So it's not diluted, and we've also limited, we talked about this earlier, we don't want any big whales. Look at what happened with James O'Keefe at Project Veritas. Got pushed out by his own board. Steve Jobs got pushed out by his own board. That would never happen with the Island Project. The way that we've designed it, so the average person at just $30K minimum can get in. Where else can you do it? A lot of people can't afford to buy a house. You can't afford to buy a house, but you've got $30K hanging out in a bank doing zero. Buy Maui with us. Buy it. Own it. Let it appreciate. Make money. I mean, why would you not do it? No downside, no debt. I mean, seriously though.
Well, you said it all. But Alex, we are raising $33.5 million. We're going to build out a property portfolio. There is going to be some land, but we're going to have 2 or 3 flagship properties. We're going to have condos, beachfront, close to the beach, going to feed the portfolio with income. You've got true fractional interest. We're not using bank debt to build out the original portfolio, so you've got 100% equity based on your fractional interest in the island project, and we're going to deliver operating income, and you're going to get to use and touch the property. And you have the big thing, you got the tokenization. So
now, what do you get if you own a REIT? You might get decent cash flow, but you own a boring investment. You're not a part of anything that you're going to touch. The managers you don't know. That's just like a static, and a lot of these are going under. There's a big breach. I don't know if you saw this, but it's literally a liquid. Why? They're using massive amounts of too big to fail bank debt, and they're about to get destroyed with what's coming, honestly, in the round 2 of the great 2008-09 financial crisis. No debt as a part of Island Project, designed for that very reason, because what have I been telling all of you guys for years? Bank runs, capital controls, another financial crisis, a reset, CBDCs, blockchain is the future, buy Bitcoin, buy Island Project. So we've designed the solution that is a solution I want, even for myself. What am I going to do with my money and my crypto wealth? I got to put it somewhere. Let me get it into a hard asset outside of the banks, diversify, and build the next future revolution of freedom and technology.
I'm investing in a company, it seems like, that's going to keep building its wealth so I don't have to work, in a sense.
Well, you also own the real asset. So the properties owned by the Island Project is owned by our members. It's owned by you. You own 30 shares of the actual physical, no debt, Maui, hard asset, real estate. We work for you. Plus, when I go public with the blockchain, not financial advice, but my intent, I create a multi-billion-dollar liquidity event, and then I'm going to issue blockchain rewards to who? The founders, to you, to all of our members tuning in. So that's where there's unlimited upside. God only knows what's that worth. What is a $200-300 million Island Project real estate portfolio, let's say, worth in the future, tokenized? As my dad said earlier, this first property, it was given to us by the Lord, honestly. We couldn't have done it just on our own. My brother was a part of it. You were a part of it. He was a part of it. You've got the best deal-making team in the world, and you're going to meet a lot more people this year in 2023 in Maui Bui, 1,000 freaking X to the moon.
Well said.
Awesome.
Well,
So
I'm glad I could hang out with these two guys, okay, and talk about intellectual property. These guys right here, but Alex is a new Island Project member,
Thank
an investor.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Great to have you on board with us. You're a great part of the team. You're going to help us build it. But like we tell all of our new investors, what is the Island Project? We're going to make it great, and we're going to be the good guys. Okay?
Yeah. Islandproject.com to learn more and to become a member. Islandproject.com. That's islandproject.com. And then, of course, there's a member tab. You just fill it out. It's as easy as that for our peer review. I can countersign, and you can fund directly through portal. So to move up on the list, there's a 30K minimum. To get in, do at least 30 shares. Do more if you can. You want to come in with more. You're going to get more amenities. You're going to get more cash flows, more capital appreciation, more tokenization when that all goes live. You can do it all through portal at islandproject.com. Read our terms and disclaimers on our website. It's not financial advice, not a public offering, only for our private membership. You that have helped me build this. This is a reward for you here at Greenwave, AMTV, and now Island Project Technologies.
Very good. Very good.
All right.
God bless.
Aloha.